Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Messineo, President and CEO of the Marlborough Regional Chamber of Commerce, and welcome to another Member Spotlight video. Today, I'm very pleased to have Lori Holt from Stow Road Pets Sitters with me today to talk about her business. So, Lori, welcome to the show. Why don't we start out by tell us, the audience, a little bit about your company, what you do, and the people you serve.
Sure, yeah. Hi, I'm Lori Holt, the owner of Stow Road Pets Sitters, LLC. We've been in business since June of last year, but I've actually been pet sitting for a little over 2 years now. I got started out, I kind of started out as a side gig because I was working a full-time job back then. I just wanted a way to make some extra money because I've been on this debt-free journey for a while now, and I did like a quick Google search one day, like, best ways to make side money, and dog walking came up, and I was just like, oh wow, I have a dog. I like dogs. Yeah. Why not give this a try? And so I signed up on Rover, and within like the first week, I already had like a couple of bookings, and I was like, wow, this is going really well. And it became very obvious to me very early on doing that this was really my passion. And people started saying comments like, wow, like you're like a dog whisperer. I was like, oh, okay. Like I just treat dogs and cats like humans, really. Like they all have unique personalities and they all have needs, just like we do. I talk to them like they can fully understand what I'm saying. But yeah, I hear time again from my clients, like you can just tell that I have a passion for it and a heart for it, and I don't ever get bored. Like, I don't ever get tired of meeting a new dog and be like, oh, he's so cute. I love every single animal I meet, and it's just really fun to see their personality shine through.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I have 2 dogs myself, and so I can totally agree with everything you're saying. We treat our dogs the same way in terms of talking to them and making them feel like they're part of our family, which of course they are. So I think that's awesome that you have the passion for working with dogs and cats. What tell us a little bit about the business itself. So you're Stow Road Pet Sitters. You have the dog walking component, but I assume you're also doing pet sitting at your location as well.
Yeah, so a lot of what I do is, midday dog walks. There is a huge need for that because, everyone's started to kind of go back to work now. When I first started out, in 2021, it was like a lot of people were still home, but now people have started going back to work, like not full time, but, a few days here and there. And that's when I step in and let the dogs out to go to the bathroom, what have you. But, there's a lot of vacation clients too. So with cats, like they're most comfortable in their own environment. They don't want to leave their house. So I go to them and I take care of them there. It can be once a day, twice a day. I always push for at least once a day because, while cats are pretty self-sufficient, they do need that social component as well.
Sure. And
we want to make sure that they're not trapped in a closet somewhere or somewhere else that they shouldn't be, just make sure everyone's good to go. And, a lot can happen to cats in such a short period of time. They hide their illnesses really well. And so at the 48-hour mark, if I haven't been going every day, it could already be like too late for medical intervention. So that's why it's really important to do once a day cat visits. Because we just want to make sure that they're good. But yeah, I also do house sitting, which is something I've been really enjoying getting into a lot more often recently. It's really cool to be able to like step into someone's home and just kind of like, you get to see a whole new perspective of, you get to see the dog in their own home environment, and I think it's really cool. And it's also like kind of sad when you leave. You're like, oh wow, like I just got to really know these pets really intimately, and now I'm going back to my own house. It's like, oh, maybe I'll see you again next year.
Right.
But yeah, I do a lot of pet sitting as well, not just dog walking.
So how do you incorporate the pet sitting into the dog walking? So say you have a pet that you're sitting for a couple of days at a particular residence, but you have all these other inquiries. How does that work out? Do you bring them all together? Do you do them one at a time? Because it sounds like you have a mobile business more than anything else. So just walk us through that a little bit.
Sure. So with house sitting, I always tell my clients, I do have other regular clients that I have to service during the week. So I will do 10 hours overnight. It could be like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. It can wiggle around on either end depending on the needs of the pets. And then I would do 2 drop-in visits during the day, you know, probably around like midday and then around dinner time, and then I would come back to sleep over. So while I'm gone, I'm able to do my other drop-ins and walks. So
Okay, cool.
it works out pretty well. I mean, as long as everyone is like on board with that and cool with it, then I'm happy to offer house sitting. I can't do constant care because of the nature of my business, so
Right.
I'm not that. I guess I'm not the right sitter for people who are looking for that. But you know, there's plenty of other great sitters out there if you're looking for someone to do constant care. But that's just not something we offer.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so every time you have a client, you know, a pet that you're looking after, obviously you're going into somebody's home to either pick them up, take them for a walk, or let them out. How long do you typically spend with each pet when you go to their home?
It's 30 minutes. So,
Okay.
you know, some people live in apartment buildings, so it takes a little bit of time to get up and get down and get up and get down again. So that kind of plays into it as well.
Sure.
You know, so that means that I'm only able to like walk them for like 20 minutes rather than 30 because
Gotcha.
you got to take everything into effect here. But yeah, other than that, it would be a 30-minute visit that I'm with them. And I can obviously do more if it calls for it, but, you know,
Awesome.
that's a different conversation.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. What is the region you cover in terms of the area? I mean, obviously, I know you're in Marlborough, but
Yes.
you know, how far do you spread out in terms of the clients that you serve?
Obviously, Marlborough is like my home base, so that's always like my ideal location. But I also do service Hudson. I guess it would be the west side of Sudbury, the part that touches Marlborough. I could do North Framingham, but that's really about it when it comes to Framingham, because sometimes it can take you like over 20 minutes to get
Yeah.
to someone's house in Framingham, and I just don't have that kind of time for travel.
Sure.
I do have a couple clients scattered throughout, like in Berlin and Westborough, so like I would also be okay going in those directions. But yeah, so it's mostly Hudson, Marlborough, and Southborough at this point.
I gotcha.
But I'm always willing to have a chat with someone and type their address into my phone to see just how far they'll be from me. And if it's like within 20 minutes, then I could go see them. But if it's more than that, I'm not able to go there.
Yeah, no. What's the most, amusing experience you've had with one of your pet clients?
Amusing. I don't know.
Or interesting or different or something you're like, wow, that was weird.
I don't know. My best friend and we chat every day, and she's always like, Lori, you should really write a book. Like, I really should start writing these things down because I won't remember like 2 weeks later after it happened, but it can be hilarious, you know? I don't even know, honestly. I don't know how to answer that question.
You got to write it down and share the next time you're on the show.
I'll tell you next time I see you. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Awesome. So, who are the people in the business community that are ideal referral partners? People that you can work with, maybe pass referrals to them, and vice versa. I assume maybe veterinary clinics might be one. But what are name a few that might be you'd be interested in working with, getting to know, and so forth, and developing those type of relationships.
Sure. As you were just saying that, I did remember one story that I can share with you.
Oh,
about
please, yes.
Amusing. So I have this one client who has a dog, 2 cats, and now I think she's up to 8 chickens. And I went one day I was taking care of the cats and the chickens, and the gate wasn't like shut all the way, and one of the chickens like nosed their way out, and him and his 2 sibling chickens were just like running around in the coop, and I'm like freaking out, like, oh, I gotta get these chickens back in because I had to go.
Yeah, chickens aren't easy to catch, right?
No, I was like, am I allowed to touch them? Like, I didn't even know if I should attempt it. She was like, oh no, it's fine. Fun fact about chickens: they will go back into their coop at sunset.
Oh, on their own.
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I took her word for it, and when I came back that night, sure enough, they went back in. So I
awesome.
didn't have to worry about catching them.
Excellent.
Oh man, that was a fun day.
I bet.
But in terms of people that I'd like to network with, definitely would love to because folks are always asking me like if I have a groomer that I can refer them to, or a good dog trainer I can refer them to, or like what vet does your dog go to? So I would definitely love to network with other pet care professionals, not necessarily sitters, you know,
Sure.
people who are within the community that interact with pet parents and pets. You know, there's a lot of great local organizations that you can adopt pets from. I would love to network with some of those folks.
Okay.
I would also just love to spread the word about us. So I know there's lots of members in the chamber that probably have pets, and if they don't themselves, they know somebody who does. So just in general, like, spread the word about our services, because we're still kind of new, you know?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah.
Maybe even like, have you ever worked with real estate agents who know that the incoming buyer has a pet or something like that?
That's another good one that I think would be good to network with.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, do you have any preference for the types of dogs that you work with? I mean, I know cats are a little bit, cats are cats.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents. I've had a cat, but dogs are unique in their own, in types of breeds and all that. Do you have any preferences? And what are there any that you go, I really don't want to work with them?
No. So my dog is a pit bull mix. So obviously I have a soft spot for pit mixes. There's so many of them out there. It's funny because people don't even necessarily know that about their own dogs. Like, I'll have a meet and greet and I look at the dog and I'm like, is your dog part pit? They're like, I don't know. We're not really sure. I was like, I think so.
Yeah,
You can just kind of see it.
Yeah.
I have had so many doodle clients over the years. I think everybody got a doodle during COVID, it seems like.
Yeah.
They're very sweet. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings on doodles, but I happen to really love them. I love their high energy. It's fun. I
Cool.
like dogs with a lot of personality. I don't really have any breed biases when it comes to, like, I won't work with that,
Cool.
breed.
Good.
As long as they're mostly well behaved, then we're good.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't even mind the bigger dogs,
Yeah.
Big dogs are really sweet. I think people are scared of big dogs for some reason, but they are generally very sweet. They're like gentle giants.
Have you worked with any Great Danes?
One.
Yeah, those dogs are big.
Recently. It's on my TikTok if you want to check it out. He's tall enough that he was able to drink from the faucet, like, on his feet flat on the ground.
Wow.
It was unreal. It was quite the experience. It was like, wow.
That's funny. Well, you mentioned TikTok. What are some other ways people can reach out to you to connect and learn a little bit more about your services and potentially hire you?
Sure. So I do try to keep active on my Instagram, is kind of where I hang out the most, but it's connected to my Facebook. So whatever gets posted there gets posted there. So you can find us on both of those. It's just Stow Road Pet Sitters. I have a lot of great reviews on Google. So if you want to check out our Google business page, you can see all of that there. I just finished my website yesterday, so
Nice.
stowroadpetsitters.com. Please be gentle on me. It's not perfect yet, but I think we're off to a good start.
Cool.
And TikTok as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you coming in today and sharing some information about your business. If you have a pet or know of anybody who has a pet, Lori would be a great resource for you, especially if you're looking for some pet sitting services and even pet walking services. But thank you again, and thank you for watching. We appreciate you tuning into today's episode, and we'll see you in the next one.